Hey, I'm Jeff Seabach with eXp Realty, and I'm so hopeful that I can help you get the most profit out of your Cinc platform, and today teach you some tips and tricks on how to convert more internet leads.
Welcome to the top 5 strategies to close internet leads. My name's Phil Sexton, also with eXp Realty. We run the Seabach team. Last year, we converted $230 million in real estate business, 60 million of which was internet leads. Last quarter, just to let you know that these are the tactics we're using now, last quarter we converted
$17 million in internet leads, and why we think that we can help you today get better at your internet lead conversion strategy.
I have no interest in this being a waste of your time. Instead, we want to get tactical, we want to get practical with the things that we do to nurture leads, to convert leads that come through our Cinc platform.
Here we go with the top 5 strategies to close internet leads. Number
1, getting them on the phone. We're going to talk about number 2, automation and communication. Number 3,
individual love and attention.
hugging leads.
Hugging leads.
Number 4, what to be knowledgeable about. And then number 5, your favorite,
sales skills.
Let's get after it. So number 1, getting them on the phone. Is speed to lead important?
It is absolutely the most important thing. I almost think it's even more important to pick up the phone.
Right.
I mean, I want to get speed to lead to 0, and that means when they call you, why don't they pick up? You know, salespeople sometimes tend to not to pick up their phone.
Of course, picking up the phone when your phone rings, it's harder these days with the robocallers. We're all conditioned to not answer because it's not real. But as real estate agents, as salespeople that are trying to generate inquiries from the web, we've got to pick up the phone. But speed to lead, so what's our rule of thumb in the office? How fast do we get back to the leads?
The goal is 60 seconds. And without question, within 5 minutes.
Yes. Here's our follow-up system. When a lead comes through, you call them. If they don't answer the phone, don't leave them a voicemail. Call them a second time in a row. If they don't answer the phone, don't leave them a voicemail. Shoot them a text message with first name question mark.
So I get the lead.
Jeff question mark is the text message.
Okay,
and then
just Jeff.
Jeff
and the
question mark.
Okay.
Send that text message. Then the 4th contact point right then is, this is Phil from eXp Realty. I got your email from our website saying you were looking at homes in Scottsdale, Arizona. Send. Then the next text message, 3rd in a row, is now a good time to chat.
15 seconds in between.
Is now a good time to chat, question mark. And then you call.
And they pick up
the pickup on that last call is gold.
We're
right?
like, bang! Like, that's the best strategy, right? Like, you're talking speed to lead, give it a shot. That's the best way to get them on the phone. Because what it is that it's up to like 70% of people now do not want to pick up their phone when it's ringing with a number that they do not know who it is, because they're afraid of robocalls. Just like you don't want the robocalls. Nobody likes that. So that's why people pick up the phone less. So when you call them the first time, and then you double them by calling them a second time, they still may not know that it's you calling. They may still think it's a robocall. When you send that text message with their name, you got their attention, you identify that you're a realtor, and then you call back, is why it works. So
yes, and if that still doesn't work, well, I leave a message on that last number, and you just explain who you are again and how you got their information. But if that doesn't work, you develop a relationship with their voicemail box. And so you have a series of voicemails that are based around the concept of promise and deliver. What's the hardest objection for a salesperson to overcome in our industry?
I don't know, Phil.
Silence. Silence is the hardest one for our agents to overcome.
I have to tell them what silence is. Silence is, most people believe when they get an internet lead and they call it and the person doesn't call them back, that often that's a bad lead. But actually, it's a good lead. You just haven't left them something valuable enough. And that doesn't mean necessarily, we'll get into what are things of value. But the reality is sometimes you can call and call and call, and they just won't call you back. But that does not mean that the lead is bad if they've given you valid information. Meaning, because a lot of times you get a valid phone number or a valid email, and often not both. But that means that they don't want to be contacted, not that they're a bad lead.
Right. So let's jump to number 2, which is automation and communication. What's the biggest thing that Cinc helps us automate?
listing emails.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Build a search, send properties out. No question. That it's kind of like insurance, right? It's not gonna keep you from getting in accidents.
Yeah, it's not something that you can count in your follow-up, right? But it is something that you need to do every single time. It is like fire insurance. Every single lead that
or car
comes through your
insurance.
system, you should set up on an email that sends them listings, meaning homes for sale, in the general area, in the general price range. If they've sent you a home that they're interested in, then base it on that information, or just whatever you gotta send them something. Don't send them nothing.
You gotta send them something automatically. You gotta set it up so that those listing emails go out automatically, because then some of the more manual pieces, which we have mass manual communication pieces, and that's the weekly updates that we send out on what's going on in the market, or what's going on in this neighborhood, or what's going on in our business.
To our entire database.
To your entire database of subscribed people, whether they've opted in from text messages or they've opted in from emails. You've gotta leverage those mass communications that goes to everybody.
Right, so we send our new listings weekly out to them on a regular basis, in addition to the listing emails that are going out, and then any weekly updates, which would be like we do market videos, that kind of thing. This is just additional communication from you that happens regularly, because we always feel that we're contacting people too much, and the reality is that there's a lot of noise out there, and that you have to be very, very persistent, but you have to be hitting them with different things, right? It's a jab, 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 right hook, I think Gary Vee said.
Yes, indeed. So number 3 is individual love and attention, and this comes in 2 different groups, right? One, I mean, using the technology that Cinc provides, we're gonna do things that appear that we're giving individual love and attention, even though we're using the system to talk to multiple people at once.
And then we're gonna give them actual love and attention and be very specific. So why don't you start?
So let's say that you're out looking at houses today, and the best one that you see, the 10 out of 10 that you saw, it was either a new listing or maybe it's your coming soon listing, has specific parameters that you do a reverse search in Cinc. So you look at the average price that your leads are looking in that area, and Cinc comes back with the number of leads that are looking, whether it's 3 or it's 30. You can now send a text message or an email to those people with the template where you put, hey, first name, I was out looking at homes today, and when I saw that this one on Main Street, I thought of you. Are you available this weekend? Or are you still looking? Or whatever's relevant, because it gets repetitive, so you're not gonna use the same closer every single time that you do this.
And that's how you can take advantage of one house hitting many people, right?
Yes, it appears to be individual love and attention, but it's you communicating with a group all at once.
But the one that I'm talking about is the actual individual attention, is when you are out previewing homes for a prospective buyer or even a prospective seller, that you would take a 7 to 15 second video clip and send it from your personal cell phone, so they know that it's coming just from you, and hopefully that because you've been texting them all along, that they know that you're only talking to them, and that you can send texts, good and bad, just updates that are love and attention that don't need a response, meaning like, hey, check this out, and don't sweat it if they don't contact you back, or hey, I was looking at this one, this was the most awful house I saw today, what do you think?
And when you're shooting those videos, make sure you include yourself in them, because I've seen too many agents that just want to shoot the house and they don't take the opportunity to say hi to their clients in the film.
They want to look you in the eye, so look them in the eye.
And don't worry, you're not gonna like what you look like.
No one ever likes what they look like in video. Matter of fact, I don't even like what they look like now.
Yeah. Hold on. How about now?
Okay.
Better?
All right.
Yeah. Oh.
Number 4 is be knowledgeable. So, I've been a realtor for about 17 years, and I'm not talking about the sales contract, because in today's world, that is now an expectation that is out there, and this being knowledgeable is not about that. What now the consumer wants you to be knowledgeable about is in regards to the value to them. As buyers are doing more searching online, they want you to bring to the table things that they couldn't find online, and that usually means that you're gonna have to get out of your chair and drive around the neighborhood, because you need to come up with addresses of potential sellers that are not on MLS. I'm gonna give you 4 quick ways, right? So if you talk to agents that sit at open houses in the area, they're gonna meet neighbors that have houses that want to sell but are not listed. 2, expired and canceled. 3, actually sit a house open in the area to meet sellers to come up with people in the area that are thinking about, starting to kick the tires and think about selling. That could be an off-market property, or even just simply drive the neighborhood, looking for people painting their house, looking for FSBOs, looking for posts, looking for dumpsters, all great signs of upcoming listings.
The coming soon listings.
The
The not on the market listings.
Well, I mean, the coming soon, I always think of Zillow, like that's it, but I'm looking for the ones that they can't see online, and the only way that you can get them is by getting in your car, looking up the neighborhoods, streets, driving those streets, and identifying and actually doing the work ahead of them. That is the valuable information that you can then text, the love and information that we just said, number 3. That's how you can come up with the stuff, so you can be one step ahead of them, one step instead of one step behind, because that's how you win in today's internet world.
I think one other point to the knowledge is when you're in the discovery phase talking to the lead and they say that they're interested in a neighborhood, let's call it Greyhawk. That's your opportunity to insert what you know about Greyhawk. Don't just say, oh yeah, that's a nice neighborhood. Talk about, okay, cool, that's the one with 3,600 homes. You got 1,800 single family homes, 1,800 townhomes. Hayden splits it down the middle. We've got gated on one side, we got non-gated on the other, 2 different golf courses. Awesome. Are you guys trying to be closer to the elementary school, or are you looking more for golf course properties? That's your opportunity to insert your area expertise when you're talking to these leads, because that sets you apart when you know about the communities at that level.
So you dangle your neighborhood expertise while you're talking throughout the conversation to ingratiate yourself to the lead.
Yes. Number 5, sales skills.
Yeah, the crazy thing about this is the worse of a salesperson you are, the more knowledgeable you will have to be. Because the thing about great salespeople, it just seems like they can swim with the sharks and still come out with the leads. But the reality is that you may need to work on your sales skills. Like, one thing is you probably are gonna need to show up on time. It's kind of like online dating, right? Like it's like that first date. Like, you got that I can help you get the most profit out of your Cinc platform, and today teach you some tips. Show up, stand up when you're talking to them on the phone, but the real is you gotta be and show energy if you want to convert internet leads. So
enthusiasm goes a long way. Enthusiasm on the phone when you're talking to these people helps you get that appointment. And always, 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 when you get them on the phone, you gotta go for the appointment. If they're out of town, ask them the question, do you have plans to come to town? If they're in town, ask them the question, are you typically available on nights or weekends? Are you typically available days or evenings to look at properties? Go for the appointment.
Go for the appointment, right? Because we now need to work harder to get in front of the client when they are there. So
you put these 5 tips into practice, you guys are gonna see your conversions go up.
That's the top 5 strategies to close more internet leads.
If you like it, if you want more, Jeff Seabach, are you on Instagram?
I am on Instagram.
Jeff Seabach, Phil Sexton, follow us. Happy to engage. Thank you for your time.